Hi, Rula again here from Change Your Life Now. Today, let's talk a little bit about how kinesiology can help you when you have a physical problem. So let's, for example, look at the body. And let's say, for example, you have a sore shoulder. You have a problem with your shoulder, the joint is aching, you can't move it. We could be frozen shoulder, or you could have a pain at different parts. It could be a muscular pain. It could be in the tendon. It could be the bones rubbing together. And if you want to go down the holistic pathway, we can look at kinesiology as a form of therapy. So what kinesiology does is it looks at the triangle of health. So we look at all three aspects of our human body: physical, which includes your anatomy, your physiology, your bones, your tendons, your muscles, your ligaments, at a deeper cellular level, even biochemical wise, in terms of the breakdown of the muscles in each individual cells. We go down to a deep, deep cellular level. The other aspect of the triangle is your psychology and your emotion. Every emotion is basically energy in motion. So it's energy flowing through our body, which takes us to the third point of the body's well-being, which is your energy field. We are electric beings, and we have electric currents running throughout our bodies, which are called the meridian system. We also have our chakra system, which is energy centers, right, in different parts of the body. And you'll probably be familiar with the basic 7 chakras, which is your base chakra, the base of your spine, the sacral chakra, which is just below the belly button, the solar plexus, which is in the diaphragm area, just above the belly button, the heart chakra, which is your heart space, your heart lung, the throat chakra, which is this space here referring to shoulders and the back of your neck and so on. And of course, your brow chakra, which is your thinking brain, your inner third eye, your inner wisdom. And then, of course, your crown chakra is your connection to the divine, if you like. But in kinesiology, we work with the deeper chakras, which are the minor chakras, which are more detailed parts of the energy system of the body. So we have the minor chakras, we have your meridian system, we have your aura, we have a network of a web of energy currents running through the body, and everything is interconnected. So when you have a physical problem with the shoulder, for example, we will always look at what is the underlying problem. I mean, if the pain is there, of course we can check, we can go into a structure balance where we can ask the body through muscle testing, we can say, is this a structural problem? Is it a problem with the bone? Is it the problem with the muscles in this area? Is it a problem with tendons or ligaments? Is it any physical problem? Is it a problem with the blood circulation? And then we go deeper. It might not be a structural problem. It could be an emotional problem, right? The one in the triangle, the point in the triangle, is it an emotional problem? Well, what's the symbolism of a shoulder? So your shoulder relates to the burdens that you carry in your shoulders. If you look at that symbolism of Atlas carrying the world on his shoulders, it's the burdens in your life. What is burdening you? What is troubling you? It could be on the right side, for example, if you're having a frozen shoulder and it's on the right-hand side. Right is about yang energy. It's about giving energy. If it was on the left side, it's about receiving energy. So we can look at that and we can ask the body, is this something we need to explore? Is there something regarding what burdens you have in your life? Is it a burden of a relationship that's not going well? Is it a burden of parents looking after someone who's unwell, or parents' responsibility of taking care of your parents? Is it a burden of not having enough financial, some kind of issue relating to the lack of strength, for example, not feeling strong enough and not being able to move forward the things that you need to carry on your journey of life. And so we explore, we ask these questions in kinesiology. We ask, how can I understand what it is that's affecting me, that I'm carrying For example, feeling heavy or trapped. You're feeling trapped in a certain situation, and you just feel heavy, rounded shoulders, the burden, the heaviness of it all. Needing another thing that we do, we lean on shoulders. The metaphor of leaning on someone, a shoulder to carry, the words that we use. That's why it's very important that we think about the words that we use. Leaning on someone's shoulder is, who are we leaning on to support us? A sense of timidity, that's another aspect of the shoulder chakra. Feeling timid and shy. We tend to close our body. We tend to put our heads down and we keep this here because we don't want to be seen, as opposed to standing up and, really being open in order to receive. And once we've explored if it's an emotional problem or if it's a physical problem, and we find that, oh, no, it's neither of those, well, there always is some connection. But then we also look at the energetics, which is the energy field of the shoulder chakra. And that's where we do corrections like Reiki, for example, like energy healing, or we can do sound vibration. You have to understand that our bodies are mostly water, right? And when we've got so much water, and even at a deep cellular level, the water content in each cell is affected by vibration. So you can look at that as an example. When you throw a pebble in the water, for example, you have ripples of water moving outwards, and it vibrates and it goes out. So this is the same thing with energy. Frequency is what we use to help break down the blocks on an energetic level. So we can use the vibration of sound, for example. That's very powerful, using Tibetan bowls or crystal bowls, or we can use chimes, or we can use meridian tuning forks, for example. They're also very powerful to help create an opening in that block in a particular chakra, if you like, in terms of energy. Or we can hold acupressure points, for example, which runs the unblockages, runs the energy through the meridians, and it creates a free flow. If you think of a river, for example, flowing, and there are rocks and rubble and blocks of wood or whatever, broken trees, that's not allowing the water to flow smoothly. So imagine if it's a meridian system, an electric current that's going through here, through the different part of the body, and through holding acupressure points, we can, or even using flower essences, for example. That's another thing. Using olfactory system, the different part of the brain that smells, that can also release blocks in these energetic pathways in the body. The natural therapy of kinesiology is very powerful. It's a very powerful tool. And yes, you have a physical issue. Yes, you have to have surgery. Yes, you have to have all the sort of physical aspects of it. But you must always remember that everything works in the triangle. It's not just about the physical. There's always a deeper meaning behind a pain in the body. And that is what we have to realize, that what is causing pain in my body? My body talks to me. My body has the hidden secrets. What is the emotion? Is this something that's in the current moment that I'm not dealing with? Or is this something from an earlier stage of my life that I haven't dealt with? Is this something that happened to me when I was a little child and I created a belief system about having to have the burden of my family, that I was responsible to take care of my mother, or I was responsible to take care of my siblings? One never knows. And so many of these things are buried deep in our bodies, and we are too afraid to delve into that information. And sometimes when you don't deal with it, your body will just keep pushing and pushing and pushing until you get to that stage where you have had enough, and then you go and you have surgery done or whatever. And I'm not saying, don't do the surgery. I'm not saying get the medical. Of course, you have to get the medical advice. I'm not a doctor. Kinesiologists are not doctors. We work with stress relief, and we work with relieving the stress and anxiety around some kind of physical message that the body is giving you. So explore using your language of your body, whatever the body is telling you, that I have a pain in the shoulder. All right, let's figure out what it is. What is causing this pain? What is causing the stress in the ligaments and in the bones? What is causing the lack of being able to stand up tall? What is causing the lack of the ability to hug, right? We use our shoulders to hug. We use our shoulders and our elbows and our hands. So it could be any one of those chakras that are affecting your shoulders. Sometimes we have a pain in the shoulder, but it's actually caused by the ankle on the opposite side. And then we would do a balance to say the problem is in the ankle, but it's reflecting in the elbow. And it's fascinating when I work with clients and they've come in for a problem with the shoulder. They've come with a problem for the shoulder, but it's actually turned out to be a foot problem. And then the sort of, it's like an opening of a can of worms. And it's really exciting. So I encourage you to explore kinesiology. I encourage you to really look at your body and the language that the body is using to talk to you and to help you on your journey of well-being. There's nothing wrong with uncovering the can of worms. There's nothing wrong with really going deep and understanding why we believe what we believe. So once again, subscribe to my channel. I would love to have you on board. I would love to hear from you. I'm on Facebook and Instagram, and I am available if anybody wishes to do an online session. I do have a promotion on at the moment for the month of November, and I will be running it through to December for a package to help with weight loss, for example. And you'll see it in my social media. You'll see all my advertising on my website, www.changeyourlife.com. Start again, www.changeyourlifenow.info. So thanks for listening. Bye.